Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and how are you doing today? Just for the record, today I'm using my Fuji JX370. Right, Sammy? There are two reasons why I don't normally use this camera, even though it has better sound. One of them is the barrel distortion that you can see here on the shed, the lens barrel distortion. And second of all, the sound every once in a while will make a farting sound, and it sounds like I'm farting. On the last video I did using this camera, which was I think the table saw one, I had to edit out some of that farting. It's kind of embarrassing. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. This video here is another update on Uncle Dorkle, who's in here. John in the UK, the Solder Shack, has a friend that made up an Acme thread bolt from a G-clamp or a C-clamp, and he's including that in the equipment for this stuff here. So he needed some measurements. I gave him the measurements, and this is a 1/2 inch aluminum bar stock with a 1/4 inch spacing right in here. So I'm making this video in case he watches it and give him some ideas. He don't really have to do all this stuff. He's doing all this on his own, and I sure do appreciate it. The rod that I have here is from this point here to here, and going into the bushing that I got inside there is 11 inches exactly. I had to cut 1 inch off. And when this is thrown over, it only goes to about here anyway, so a shorter rod would probably work. When this is swung over to here, it comes right to this bushing here, which is about 3/4 of an inch inside this rubber coupling that I got here. Anyways, I can't show you the rest of Uncle Dorkle because I did some more work on him, and it's kind of like a surprise, and I'll show it to you when I'm ready. That is the song that George Jones did, I'm Not Ready Yet. I want to give you a little bit of an update because some of you people out there have been asking, where is Uncle Dorkle, and, you know, kind of like wondering. And I appreciate that because that shows that there is some interest in that comedy skit that's going to be coming back on again. It makes it all worthwhile. John in the UK, as I mentioned, is making all this stuff up for me in between his working hours, and he works late at night on these things, actually very early in the wee hours in the morning when I'm sleeping. Anyways, so, you know, he's going to get it all done and he's going to ship it out to me. Now, I don't think he'll mind if I show some photos that he sent me of the project that he's been working on. It's not complete, it's just in parts, to show me, you know, what the remote looks like and this and that, and the switches. So I don't think he'd mind if I post those. And he's going to get, believe me, he's going to get credit on this, that's for sure, because you know, I wouldn't have been able to do that like that. I would have had the brute force thing with probably 50 wires coming up to the remote and everything else, and the wires would be heavy gauge to carry the current and everything. He's doing it all with relays in the box that's going inside the body of Dorkle. So this is why nothing's getting done on Dorkle right now. I hope, if all goes well, I'll have them done before Halloween so we can do some skits, because my intention is, if the weather is good, and the way the weather's been running the last 2 years, last year we had Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy, just before Halloween, which wiped out Halloween, you might as well say. And the year before that we had a big snowstorm, which wiped out Halloween that year. So 2 years in a row we had no Halloween. Now, we don't have Halloween parties. You know, they used to have them in the firehouses around here. But, and they had, you know, even back then, that was like 15 years ago. So they used to have like adult Halloween judging contests. And at that time I wore my toilet costume, and it's on one of my videos. But anyways, that would have been neat because I could bring Uncle Dorkle there, and he's got to be portable. So I'll probably end up using my tractor battery because I have not located a gel cell yet. And I'm kind of leery of ordering one because they don't guarantee the damn things, you know. You get them and you may use them one time, and you know they won't take a charge. They will not accept returns. So I also could use. I thought of using my Ryobi 12-volt battery, but these things here only run the drill for a short while, and they're down, they're dead. I have to keep them always constantly on charge. But then I'd have to have a receptacle. I got a charger that's hanging on the wall up here to accept this. And that time I've used this with clip leads to test out Uncle Dorkle, and it does drive all the stuff I need on here. But you know, the Ryobi batteries just don't hold up, so I wouldn't trust it. But it is a nice small battery for inside the body. He's got to be completely portable if I take him out. Another thing I was going to do, if it worked out, but I don't know if legally I could probably do that, is have him in the bed of my truck. Naturally he can't wave because I don't have a motor for that. That would be getting too much, because that would require a very high torque motor geared down to raise the arm. I do have the lever inside where I can pull the handle and raise his arm up, but I'm not going to deal with that. It can be added later because that rope is still in there, but it would have to have a pulley that would wind it up, you know, and lower it. But it would be neat to have him in the back of the truck moving his head and chattering away. But I don't think I could do that, because maybe at Halloween I can do it and pull in the parking lot in front of Dunkin' Donuts and do it. But again, we have to base it on the weather. And these are just thoughts that are running through my head, you know. But anyways, he's got to be self-contained. So anyways, John is making up all this stuff. And, you know, he's, like I said, he's doing it on his own time, and he's doing more above and beyond the call of duty, as the saying may go, to get everything done. And each time he's working on it, he's adding something else to it. But it's going to be probably, I don't know, maybe a few more weeks, my guess. But I'm hoping that by Halloween or before Halloween, I'll have him. Hopefully, maybe in October sometime, so I can start doing Uncle Dorkle skits again. So I did want to give you an update, and I want to show you some photos of the mechanism he has so far. He sent me a couple of photos of the switches and the box and the remote control and so forth. Like I say, John, I hope you don't mind if I'm showing this stuff. It's not a... I don't think it's a trade secret. John is very, very good at electronics, and I'm sure he's a lot smarter than I am. And it works with the more modern stuff, and you know, things, and he can work with the small detailed stuff, which I can no longer do. So I wanted to give everybody an update on Uncle Dorkle, and also to show John, if he's watching, that little thing in the back of Uncle Dorkle there, because he wants to send me another rod, which is a Corsa thread, an Acme thread. If you don't know what an Acme thread is, I've showed a picture of it. I want to show you here. Just hang on a minute. Alright, a C-clamp or a G-clamp. I call them C-clamps, but you can call them either what you want. It looks more like a C. But anyways, this is an Acme thread. Acme, A-C-M-E. I have a habit of pronouncing it Acme, but it's actually Acme thread. Alright, and what he's doing, his friend is cutting off this part here and using this coupler, and it'll be threaded in here, and then the rod will be, this rod will be used in the Dorkle. Naturally, I'm not going to cut up my Brinks & Cotton C-clamp, but his friend has one that he's going to be including it in the package when he sends it to me from the UK. So it just means that I have to pull out what I got in there, and that could slow my project up to some extent, but it would give a much faster head movement, because right now his head moves really slow, and that's only because I couldn't get a coarser thread. I couldn't just go out and buy a threaded rod with an Acme thread on it. Leastwise not around here. I could probably online, but I don't like to order things online, because when you get it, it's never the same as what it shows in the picture, and you know, and this and that. So anyways, that's basically what I'm up against right now, and I'm waiting till that comes in. And now when that package comes in, I'm going to do an unboxing on it, as I mentioned before, and show everything that's in there, and then there'll be a motorizing my uncle, which would probably be part 11, showing the installation of John's apparatus going into Dorkle. And Dorkle, as I said, has some cosmetic changes, nothing major, on him, which I don't want to really reveal until I'm ready to present him on camera actually being animated. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls everywhere, thank you for watching. You take care, everybody.